Hello, wonderful people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. I want to do a morning episode today for you, and this is going to be about fragrances, but this is going to be concerning more newer members. So if you already know this topic, you can absolutely skip it. I want to share with you few pointers or suggestions how to test and buy a fragrance or preparation or the whole process, because fragrances are expensive and you shouldn't do a few things like making few mistakes. So I think many of you already know this, but just as a community service, I'm going to do this video. So before I start, I would like to say big thanks to my brothers in Malaysia. Now, one of the brothers, he actually is my friend for some time in fragrance community. He sent me invite to the Malaysian Fragrance Community. So those who are from Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Indonesia, this region, you please join the group because it's very happening group. I see a lot of enthusiastic members and they gave me very warm welcome. I did not know so many Malaysian brothers watch me, but thank you so much for that beautiful welcome and all the love. Really respect to all of you. I miss Malaysia. That's my second home. I grew up there almost like 19 years. So I'll leave the link below of the group. If you feel like joining, please do join. That's the only legit Malaysian group I think for fragrance lovers. So let's start the how to test and buy fragrances. So I wrote them down in case I forget or mix it up. First thing I want to say is very first step, if you want to buy a fragrance, you really have to do your research. Really do your study. Do not be lazy. Do not do impulse buying. Do not do blind buying. It's one of the two of the worst things if you are starter, because fragrances are not cheap. Not everybody can afford like endless amount of cash. So when you buy something, make sure it's worth it and you really want that particular fragrance. So in that process, the very first step is do your research. Do like read Fragrantica. I'll leave the link below again. Like Fragrantica has like a huge fragrance list. You can just click or search for the fragrances and you just find out the notes, seasons, longevity, like, dislike bar. Sometimes they are not really pinpoint on point, but sometimes you just like get a good idea about a fragrance, like at least the first impression. So you got to know about the fragrance. What is it? What is the type? Fresh, sweet? Which season it will be good for? Is it mature? Is it daring? What are the notes? Is it your favorite notes? So very first step is do your research. Do some study on Fragrantica, base notes. There are many other platforms, and when you read about a fragrance, it piques your interest. That's the first step. Second step, I say read comments on Fragrantica or vlogs or forums, because these comments will come from people, not the reviewers. These are the people who are end users, most part people who bought the fragrance with their own money and they have experience, so they give you realistic sort of a review. Many people like and dislike, even they never tried the perfume. It happens a lot. So they just hate a fragrance house, or they just hate certain fragrance line. They just hate it, or they just hype it up to the max. Both side happen. So what you have to do is read the comments, and you'll see the number of balloons next to the comments, like different color of balloons left to the comment. Those give you like people's votes. So if the highest votes, those are the best comments and reviews. That are really some of the best sources you can try. Next is number 3 is watch reviews. Of course, watch me. I'll give you in depth everything you need to know. No, I'm just kidding. Don't just watch me. Watch every single great reviewers out there who have been doing great work for a number of years, and they give you insight of a fragrance. They buy the fragrance. We buy fragrances and test it, and then try it on our skin, experience outside compliments. We give you sort of like a summary sort of. So again, do not buy fragrance based on the reviews. I'm telling you always, just sample, try, and I'm coming to the sampling part. But try to buy fragrances after going through these steps. All right. So do not blind buy. Oh, he showed this fragrance, I have to go run and buy right now. Our purpose is to introduce you to a fragrance or tell you if this is worthy of your time. Okay, understand that. So number 4 is test and sampling. This is the most important part, according to me. When you want to test, there are a few mistakes people make. Okay, usually when you go to shopping malls, or like online sellers, you cannot test them, you have to blind buy. But if you go to say shopping malls, like in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, when I used to do shopping, they would have testers on most fragrances, and they'll give you like this on paper, right? So you let's say they spray this on the paper, and these are like proper paper strips. This fragrance will last on there, and it will transform, so you can test it from time to time, and that's the paper testing. Second test you can do is absolutely always spray it on your skin. So what are the mistakes people make during testing on paper and skin? On paper, people make mistakes. They first of all try too many perfumes. Okay, never ever try too many perfumes in one day. Your nose will become mixed, confused, and you will not remember what is what. And the lighter fragrance, let's say comparison, these two, let's say for example, of polar opposites, CK1 versus Thierry Mugler Amen. These two fragrances, CK1 is very light compared to Thierry Mugler. CK1 is more summer and spring. The Amen is more of winter perfume. So if you mix them both, obviously your nose will like and detect the Amen more because that's more prominent and more stronger. So when you try fresh fragrances, try only fresh perfumes and try number of fragrances. Do not try so many. Your nose will be so confused. Second thing I would say, when you spray it on the paper, always carry a pen or ask for a pen from the shopkeepers and write down which fragrance did you try. And once you do that, you will not forget which one is what, especially if there are like 5 6 out there. So after that, another mistake people make, they spray this on the paper and then they hold it like this, like all 4 5 6, and then they hold it down walking around, and then they go back and everything smells the same. Why? Because the stronger fragrance touched the other paper and then this paper touched the other one, so the whole perfumes they mixed. So that's not what's desirable. I'll tell you a trick. I mean, if you have shortage of space, take your wallet for example, and then put them in different compartments so they don't touch each other, so they will stay really safe in the wallet. And when you come back home, remember to take them out and put them separately, let them dry down. In that way you will see how long they lasted on the paper, and then how they transform, and you'll get exactly which fragrance you wanted to try. Okay, on skin, people make this mistake, that is they think like paper and skin is same. No, on the paper fragrances last longer than on the skin, because on skin also you have your own smell, you have your own distinctive smell, so that mixes, and then perfume work differently on different skin chemistry. So some fragrances like pure heaven, on some people it's more tobacco, on some people it's more honeyed, sort of a different kind of like a fragrance. Okay, so not every fragrance is same. So what you do is try it on your skin, and that's the only test actually that would be telling you if you should buy it, if it worked with you, did it last as much, did it smell the way you liked it, or did it get you compliments, or you overall are satisfied or not. The big mistake people do is they spray and then they go all over the body just like the paper. They take a fragrance, they will be like poof 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 poof, 5 6 fragrance on same spot. What happens? Just like the paper, the fragrance got mixed and you smell something here, and then the other fragrance from there, it's coming here at the same time, the smell, so your senses get confused. Just spray like maximum 4 fragrances on your arm. Okay, 1 here, 2 there, 3, and perhaps 4. Okay, not more than that. If you do even like 2, that's best. Like let's say spray it here, somewhere on the arm, because when you spray it here, when you wash your hand, it's gonna go away. So maybe 1 here, 1 there, 2, that's it. And you remember which ones you tried, because they're just 2 to remember. See, so these are some things. Okay, so you can also do this if the sales assistants, they insist like just 1 spray. Better I suggest you know, you tell them like, I want to try one on my skin and 1 on the paper. Bring the paper back so you can actually test it further. Okay, so those are some of the things I think. Yeah, those are the things. I mean, basically paper and skin testing. And next thing is, after testing and sampling, next step I would suggest is narrow down the fragrances. Do not go with 100 fragrance list one day. Do not do that. I've told you this before. Go to a shop, like say 6 fragrances you have on mine, or 10. Test them on the paper, bring it back, and you write down, and you just sniff it every now and then narrow down from 10 to 5. 5 to 2, and then buy 1 perhaps, or something like that. Otherwise it becomes very difficult. Choices can be very confusing at times. Okay, so always narrow down and then buy the one that you need at that point, you like the most, whatever fragrance that is. Next one is buy at least with the best prices possible. Always do research wherever you are, in the Asian countries, European countries, States, Canada, wherever you are. Look for deals, and also look for legit sellers. Do not get tempted for very cheap price tag, like let's say $10 for a Chanel, not gonna happen. $40 for Chanel, not gonna happen. So if you see people are selling that, claiming the most legit, or they are posting certain like generic pictures, do not fall for it. Do some research, try 4 or 5 pages, you'll get idea on say Amazon or Fragrance X. They'll give you good idea about around price tag, how much it can be roughly. So let's say it's around 45 50. So someone selling for 35 bucks, it can be believable, like it's around the 40 price tag. But if say someone's selling it for 50 bucks and someone offers you like I'm giving it for $5, immediate no. Do not be greedy, okay? Do not be tempted. Do not waste your money. $5, $10 you also lose. It's a loss, okay? And best price possible means compared with legit sellers, whoever is giving you the best deal. Let's say someone gives you a free sample, someone gives you, I don't know, 20% coupon code or something like free delivery. Take it, every $10 you save here and there, 10 fragrances you can save and you can buy another new fragrance. You see the point? Next is be patient, okay? Be patient with your fragrances. This is like after sales, like post sales drama. Many people cannot handle this, like you buy, let's say, a car, for example, from a dealer. Until the point of like sales, they'll be very nice to you. After that, whatever goes wrong, they will not even care. Most dealers I saw, they don't really give a damn. They just want to sell. But at this point, fragrances, this is your responsibility after you buy it. If you find the fragrance is fake, that is, yes, you see the response, how they respond, if they refund you or say sorry. If they do, then they are okay. If they refuse, make sure you let them, community members, know that these people are fake and not nice. But when you buy the fragrance, but let's say you don't like it, you blind bought it, or you just don't think it was worth the money. You spent just now what, $100, and then suddenly you just decide after one spray you don't like it. I see many people doing it. It's not cool. Do you know why? Because fragrances, you have to be patient with them. Sometimes they grow on you, sometimes they never grow on you, but you have to give it that time. If you spray 2 ml and then sell it back in the market, no one's gonna give you 95 bucks for $100, even if it's brand new, 2 sprays missing. You have to sell it at 70 bucks, something like 80, so you lose out $20. You see what I mean? So if you're willing to let go, it's okay, but you will waste the money in the end. So I would suggest, some people I see, like they bought a fragrance, they did not like it, they thought the performance too weak, and they did not become patient, and then sold it, and next month they are craving for that perfume and they go and buy it again. So yes, sometimes fragrance longevity also depends on, your nose get used to the smell, and over time you get better performance at times, okay? And the last point is clone versus real deal. This is the last point I want to discuss, then I'll finish this video. When you actually see a lot of clones in market, let's say Dua, Armaf, Rasasi, these guys are known for Alexandria for making clones, right? Even the designer fragrances, niche, they also do clones of each other. What does clone mean? Clone doesn't mean a fake fragrance for the newcomers. Clones mean something of interpretation. Let's say Club de Intense Man is a clone of Aventus by Creed. This is not a fake perfume, it's legit. You can find on the website. These are real products, but they are called clones. But they are fake perfumes versus clones. That's a different issue. Fake are fake. So why would you be looking at, should you be looking at clones? Many people ask me, should I buy the clone or the real deal? First of all, if you like something and you have the money or budget, you should go for the real deal. Let's say you like Millésime Imperial and you just want to save up. It's possible after like 2 months or 1 month of saving, and it's not gonna be like a regret for you or difficult choice to spend that money. I think you should wait for Millésime Imperial itself. Do not buy Armaf or Sean John or Ed Hardy's Love and Luck. Those fragrances may not satisfy you. In the end, you'll buy the clone and then you'll buy the real deal. So you bought some extra perfumes in the process. So if you have the money, if you have that love for fragrances, you can absolutely buy a clone and see if this grows on you, then you will crave for the real thing. It happened with me many times. I think first of all, I tried Al Haramain Lavender, then City Neem, then I really wanted to see what Aventus was like. So one of my brothers took me to a shop and then we bought it, and it was one of my first niche purchase, very expensive. I would not spend $300 on a fragrance at that point, but I did. And later I understood that, if you have the guts to spend for the real deal, you actually will be satisfied on most part. But do not do it because of hype, like I have to get the niche. Sometimes some of the fragrances, if you don't have the budget, they are not worth it. You later feel like I overspent on that fragrance because the clones available are pretty good enough, okay? There are different opinions. Some people feel Mont Blanc Explorer, Mercedes-Benz Select, Sidrat Boise are much better choices than Aventus, okay? Because that's what they are willing to spend, and there's nothing wrong with anything. Everybody is right, nobody's wrong. So remember this, which one is your priority? If cash is not an issue, always go for the real deal, okay? And if you just want to get the best value possible, then use the clones, no problem. But as long as they're good clones. Thanks for watching, and really means a lot. Really in a good mood because I feel like I've gone back to Malaysia with that Malaysian groups. I'm seeing people talking Bahasa Melayu, like so yes, I can smell Malaysian air once again. So soon, perhaps I can, once this Corona thing is over, I'd love to take a trip to Malaysia, meet my friends there, brothers there, and do some videos from there. I'll show you the beautiful country. It's the most beautiful country so far I've seen. It has like modern facilities. They got beautiful roads, nice like driving experience. They have facilities everywhere. It's the best tourist country possible. You can go for the food. That's one thing. Second thing, shopping, amazing. Friendliness, people are friendly. There are cabs, LRTs, trains, transportation so good. Restaurants are open 24 hours sometimes. You can go for a drive for McD or McDonald's or Starbucks. Some of them are 24 hours open, Burger King. So you can also drive up to Genting Highlands. A lot of nice places to go, by the beach, resort, holiday destination. I'll talk about Malaysia in one episode for sure. I miss my sort of second home. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a nice day. I'll do one more review today, and that would be it. Take care. Bye bye.